Hello everyone, Agion here, another Steel Division Normandy 44 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Spearhead, we have Mr. Doran. Spawn on the north side as the SS Panzergrenadier, we have Slim Dusty. Note, in the video description, or the video title, I'm putting the just Panzergrenadier instead of SS Panzergrenadier due to the fact that now advertisers are pulling back from YouTubers due to controversial topics. I believe only my Normandy 44 replays have been affected by this, so I'm assuming it's because I have the word SS, or the two letters anyways, in the title. So I'm just going to label it as Panzergrenadier and see if I can avoid it. It looks like I got various infantry units here. We also got a Pack 38, various infantry squads over here. Oh, we got straight into the Russian center buildings. Usually people will say in this bottom buildings. Even got a mortar team to support, even also command steward. However, this is a Panzergrenadier unit, so these Panzergrenadiers do have, in fact, some Panzerfaust. Looks like units sustain a huge amount of fire at the beginning. Army rifles, and that's, man, he lost 4 models within seconds? Jeez. Unless that was a smaller model. We got 2 M3 half-tracks here. It looks like the half-tracks are getting hit by the Panzerfausts. These units were pushed up way too forward. They didn't establish any position. We got a mortar here. Can start laying in. But, oh, there goes all these grenadiers. No, those are smoke grenades. Never mind. I some other reason I thought those were frags, so those are smokes. But all these Panzergrenadiers just destroyed those army rifles. We got some more army rifles over here with support of the M3 half-track. There is, in fact, no Panzerfaust here, but however, there is a 221 armored car, scout car, whatever you want to call it. It does have a cannon. If you can zoom in for it, you can see the cannon right there. A little bit covered by the window. Also, something's already low on ammo. Oh, the half-track's already low on ammo. Or, no, that was just... yeah, the half-track was out of ammo already. Must have been a crit. Got more 221s moving forward. Over here we got more infantry fighting. We've got the half-track firing upon the pack, but of course gets taken out by the pack. We do got some army rifles here with some bazooka shots, but he's fighting against infantry. Got some SS Sturmtrupp. I'm not really sure how to properly pronounce that. We do got a command steward here, but there are some Panzerfausts in the area. Panzerfaust can take out the steward. Transmission damage, but these units are starting to get picked away. The army rifles are now in their... well, they don't have any submachine guns, never mind. Looks like these units will get picked off by the command steward and the army rifles. Over here we got reinforcing infantry squads and another... that may be the same command steward. I can't remember if that originally went down. Over here we do got to push forward and more 221s. Looks like we got our reconnaissance unit and additional infantry squads deploying forward. This unit is pinned down. Got this group of army rifles probably trying to eye for one of these buildings. This will probably be the most ideal, be a best surprise attack upon these Panzergrenadiers. But you could just be staying in the forest. I hear the mortar going off. There it is. More and more infantry squads being reinforced from both sides. We do got a command steward over here. You note this 221 has an armor penetrant of 8, so it can fight the command steward. Panzergrenadiers do have a submachine gunner, so I believe they will win out. The LMGs are a bit too close apparently for firing. Mortar just softening up the area. Looks like it's rolling a bunch of misses. He's engaging the 221 and destroys it. His command steward does have another one to fight, however. And more reinforcing infantry squads, including a reinforcing pack. Huge amount of ground is gained by the Axis player, though there is a bit of ground gained over here. Actually, the maps were largely cut in half this diagonal direction. And with this very powerful hardpoint of these buildings taken by these infantry squads, he really is a bit hard pressed to actually good defensive line. He can put infantry in these trees, but then there'll be a firefight going on. Over here doesn't look like anything else is happening. Looks like both players are focusing over the right side. You got a reinforcing reconnaissance unit or reconnaissance. Do perhaps could put the Stuart in this forest here. You could try putting a defensive line in this forest, but or either that or he needs to attack. There is only this unit for AT in the area. This pack unit is currently not in the area. So we're sweeping around wide. He's assuming there's a Panzergrenadier there. However, there is none. Just 4 squads of infantry, our reconnaissance unit. Unit starting to engage. He's starting to fall back away from the Stuart. He sees, oh, no AT. I can actually drive this thing in. And oh, holy crap, that Stuart just ripped apart that squad. Looks like we've got some reinforcing unit over here. Looks just a reinforcing pack. And over here, we got the 221 trying to go in for a close range shot, but it's a straight up a coin flip, I'm pretty sure, at this range. Does initiate some panic, rolls a miss, and instantly fell back on the first shot. Well, when it reset the first shot, and a second follow-up shot does clean up. You probably should try running this infantry to the far corner and try to hide it. There's nothing much you can do against this pack. Oh, we got a Stug 3 coming on forward. Got still another 3 minutes of Battle Phase B before Battle Phase B. 3 minutes of Battle Phase A left. That's probably what I should be saying. Army Rifles pushing forward. They could find this reconnaissance unit. He is aimed and ready to fire, but he's currently in holding fire state. As you can see by that little symbol there. He has spotted the infantry. He does not see any AT, so he can roll forward the Stuart to help engage that. Ooh, but he did find that pack. He should just retreat into the forest, get a line of sight blocker, or behind this tree line. That's also another good option. As you can see here, this is a line of sight. Ooh, just now got out of range, or out of vision. We got another command Stuart coming on forward. Try going over here. There's nothing additional happen. These infantry units have pushed forward all the way up here. The command Stuart still has its transmission damaged, which of course I don't think you can actually repair that. I'm so used to War Game Red Dragon where, oh, a unit's damaged, just take it, bring a supply truck forward to repair it. The Stug 3 is a huge problem. It does have 8 armor versus this 8 penetration, so have a hard time actually killing it, while this has 14. So it will rip apart this Stuart, and is lining up a shot against this Stuart. This Stuart's also firing. Does receive a bounce, rolls a miss. We've got a reinforcing pack, or a AT gun at least. Infantry squad is pushing forward, trying to engage these units. He's trying to move forward. Try to get the Stug some line of sight to engage these Stuart. We got this M1 AT gun. He deploys out on the open ground, which could be easily be suppressed down by all those MGs. Yes, let's get pinned down. Does have 11 armor penetration versus this 8 armor. The Stuart, man, did they buff the Stuart? There's a lot of patches. There's a huge amount of patches that are pushed out like per week, trying to find adjustment, add in some new units, and so on and so forth. And I don't remember these these units being all that effective. Maybe it was just the Stuart. I mean, if I just look at the replay tab, this Almost every replay is using its own patch. Looks like that reconnaissance unit was cleaned up. One man versus one man, who will win? Looks like the one man wins. So stupid of me to say. The one man won, of course. I'm not sure why that's so funny to me. We got a radio operator half-track to call in artillery strikes. Looks like this Jeep is holding forward a pack, but is right next to a Panzergrenadier unit. However, there is a Stuart to rip into that squad. Maybe they just increased damage in the open ground, because that's clearly took quite a bit of fire before actually surrendering in comparison to the unit that was in open ground. And this AT gun all set up and ready to loom. We got another reinforcing mortar squad, perhaps trying to throw down smoke to hit these packs. But then again, this transmission is damaged, so he won't be moving that anytime soon. So I'm not really sure what he's planning with that mortar. We've got more and more reinforcements here. It looks like we've got a Marauder 3 since we're in battle phase B now. The heavy units can be called in. Marauder 3, 2 armor, so it has very little armor, but 13 armor penetration. We got some more and more infantry squads. They could have. Oh, looks like we got the radio operator calling in the artillery. Wipes out the pack. That's actually quite big, because that's the only thing that can fight the Stug. There's another pack, however, here. Not pack. AT gun. We got these Jeeps coming forward with some infantry. Maybe they have Panzerfaust, maybe not. They do in fact have Panzerfaust. It's the SSB Storm Troop. Maybe that's Stormtroopers. The proper name. I'm not exactly sure. They do have. Wait, I just realized this German unit has PPSHs. Oh, got another call in. Or I think. Oh, looks like the bit some sort of graphical glitch, not own. Only shows explosions close up. Ooh, that infantry squad. Oh wait, he was down to one member. That one member just got destroyed by 2 cannon shots. And so did that one. Ooh, the AT gun got cleared up. I could have sworn he already called in that barrage. I'm not sure the cooldown on it. You only have 2 command stewards here for defense, but these assault infantry pretty much. I'm not exactly sure how to describe them. They have 5 SMGs, so I'm assuming they're best described as assault infantry with Panzerfaust and smoke grenades. We got some reinforcing units, a Jeep with an AT gun, and a half-track with some army rifles. I would recommend put the army rifles and the half-track along this line here. The Stuarts, that's actually would be a good spot for them. Here they'll get hit by have pretty long line of sight. They need to stay covered away from the Stug and the Marauder. Here perhaps maybe the best option, but perhaps maybe just right around here. A little bit far back in the forest so we can cover out this way. Get a nice flanking shot against these assault guns. We've got an airstrike coming on in, but we do have some AA. No, that's just a pintle mount. This Jeep with a 30 or 50 caliber was taken down. Over here, nothing new. But we do have a Sherman Jumbo here. 21 armor. Rolling a couple bounces. The AT gun's trying to get some good hits in. Over here, we got the AT gun hopelessly trying to penetrate the Sherman Jumbo. Crew knocked out, so it looks like that unit won't be moving anytime soon. Got another explosion here. Is that just from the mortar? I don't see any mortar shots. Oh, looks like the AT gun was taken out by the Stug. attack gun was thinking about the Sherman Jumbo. Since it has 21 armor, it's going to take a really... We're going to need a flanking shot with pretty much anything available at the moment in order to take it out. Army rifles in a good ambush position, but these are SMG infantry, so they will make short work of these army rifles once they get in the range. We got a Stug 4 coming on out. Stug 4 does have more armor penetration, but it does have 12 armor versus the 11 armor penetration of the Sherman Jumbo. Ooh, Marauder gets a nice shot in, but misses. I think that maybe some sort of glitch right there. It's been constantly been firing that shot in the same spot right there. Maybe that is the mortar? No, it's not firing. I'm not sure. Constant infantry are being forced back. Sherman Jumbo's more than a match for our 223. Got a command utility car here, and we also got a half track with an infantry squad inside. You got a strafing run from Focke-Wulf 190. Does clean up the reconnaissance in unit. I'm also trying to take it down, but we'll have a very little chance of doing that. We got the mortars being thrown in now. More strafes coming out, and a rocket strafe onto the Sherman Jumbo. Looks like the Sherman Jumbo withstood the assault. More and more infantry squads are moving forward. We do got a 76mm anti-tank gun now available. Has 14 armor penetration over the 11, so much higher armor penetration. Can even in fact take out the Stug 3. Looks like bounces upon bounces from both sides. It's a slugfest. But it looks like the Sherman Jumbo is falling back, but he's turning around, exposing the very vulnerable side and rear armor. We do got some bazookas coming up to help support it. The transmission damage, he's slowly moving forward. Transmission damage on the Stug 3, that is actually a bit of a problem on assault gun. Ooh, there goes the AT gun due to indirect fire from the mortar teams. More and more half tracks move forward. There goes a half track. This unit's falling back. This unit's pinned down. Over here, the Stug 4 is falling away from the bazookas. Sherman Jumbo is now stopped falling back and going to return to the front line soon. Got these stormtroopers coming forward. The SS Staub troop into this building. Looks like one of them was cleaned up. Looks like all the nope, there's command steward over here, but that's probably not the original one. Oh, that squad surrendered because it was already in such a low morality state. You got the Panzerfaust now lining up, trying to hit the half tracks. I'm sort of surprised as the SS unit doesn't have the fancy borders and make it into elite infantry. Either way, we do got a Focke-Wulf 190 strafe coming on in, trying to hit the Sherman Jumbo, just trying to perhaps suppress it. Probably won't get any killing shots. AT gun attacking the Marauder 3. You got a 232 command vehicle, does have an auto cannon. We got a rocket strike coming on in, perhaps eyeing to get the AT gun. That's probably the... If I can see the line of sight, it's probably going to hit the AT gun. This fires both rockets and wipes out the AT gun. Over here we have a huge bulge from the allied player. Currently the tickets are in his favor. He's starting to even out the score. Battle phase C is available in 10 seconds. We do got a Sturm Pioneer squad with a flamethrower coming forward. Let's see how effective the flamethrower is versus all this infantry. lining up the shot. Flamethrower burning this army rifles, instantly wiping out pinning down the squad and wiping it out. You got a Focke-Wulf 190 here coming for a strafe. You do got this 233 does have 6 armor penetration and reconnaissance units, so it can engage the Steward. Looks like it did get cleaned up, but did do quite a bit of damage. So the drawing, going to take a quick drink. Multiple bounce upon the Sherman Jumbo. This Marauder 3 only has 2 armor. The Sherman Jumbo would make short work of it if it gets a good penetrating hit. But this huge truck, I'm assuming that's a Flak 88. It is Vet 2 also. So we're going to have to wait and see. Looks like over here it has quiet down for a time. Both players are focusing on this left part of the map. I'm just guessing this is going to be a Flak 88. It looks like a huge AT gun's pulling up. Maybe a Pak 43 and 88mm. Yes, there we go. Pak 43, 88mm. We do got 22 armor penetration, so it will destroy the Sherman Jumbo. Ooh, finds the half track. And that is one impressive thud. Sherman Jumbo, no, it looks like the AT gun's trying to force it down. This Pak 43 only has 4 HE, same as this AT gun. You got a rocket strafe coming on in. Looks like just pinned down. Maybe 109 with its rocket strafe does take out the AT gun. We do got an air superiority. Well, nope, just a rocket aircraft with some guns. Guns also help, and destroys a P-38. Sherman Jumbos and the Pinto Mounts in nearby area trying to shoot it down, but they probably won't be able to. No dedicated AA. Pak 43 just now recovering, was going to line up shot and destroys that half track. Which, with 2 armor versus 22 armor penetration, that just straight up says death. Not only these units are out of range, but not these units. Looks like a half track just went down. Mortar team barraging the unit. You could use the army rifles, but there's a lot of units covering it also, so they'll probably be instantly pinned down. You got a radio operator here. Radio operator apparently fell back. He could call in and an artillery strike right around here. Ooh, direct hit there, down to 1 member. An ideal spot if you were able to deploy that Flak 88 earlier will probably be right around this edge of the bush line. Cover down this pretty much the entire down this road and this entire open area. That's interesting. I did not know you can do that with the buildings. A lot of fire coming upon these army rifles. You got another rocket strafe coming on in. Ooh, but he actually sort of splashed his own units. His nearby unit is pinned down. Whoever can recover force can actually perhaps force a surrender from the other squad. But most likely the reconnaissance unit will be fine, since there's other fire coming upon this army rifles. And he does kill off that army rifles entirely. Still nothing new happening. Looks like we've got some reinforcements and some repositioning from the Axis player. Sherman Jumbo still alive. Its armor proving very large and heavy. But we do got now Sherman 76mm coming on out. 76mm does have 2 more armor penetration, but of course it's not the Jumbo, which has 21 armor. Rocket strafe coming on in, but looks like doesn't get a kill. Got a strafing run onto the regular Sherman, or the Sherman 76. He did the gun strafe on the 76 just because the stupidly large armor of the Jumbo will not cause any uh, death anytime soon. Strafe coming in. Looks like he's going to hit the Sherman Jumbo this time around, trying to force it to panic. He will get quite a bit of panic onto it. This unit's going to fall back based on all the pinto mounts. We got this Pack 43. It looks like it has repositioned, but still has only one member. It only needs one member to take out a tank. Ooh, a couple AA weapons coming up. That's probably very warranted in light of all the aircraft coming out by the Axis player. You could put one here, and I guess one behind these buildings here would be a good position. We got this, not a priest, but this, this is a priest body, however. Or is it a sexton body? It has the MG, so it is a priest body, but it is not a priest. It's not an it is an artillery unit, but I think it's a heavier but shorter range variant. I'm not exactly sure. So we got another one of these heavy half tracks with a mortar team. Must be some huge mortar. You have a Bofors position now set up right around here. Looks like the United States has requisitioned a Bofors from the British. I think the Bofors is a British in origin weapon. I'm not really sure. And Bofors right here. Very open ground, however, so I would advise perhaps at least putting this tree line. He's trying to try to barrage these units, and these Bofors are starting to hit this ME-109. He's like, oh crap, there's AA, fall back. He will not lose it. We do got more and more units coming in. Looks like it's some infantry squads. Based on their positioning, perhaps he's going to try pushing the center area. Currently, the tickets are evened out, but the Allies are currently ahead by 80-ish, 85. Sherman Jumbo's armor, once again, proving very heavy. Ooh, smoke barrage on his Sherman Jumbo. Very, very nice. That's basically what they do in war game. They're very aggressive. They're smoking, covering their own units just to prevent any potential deaths. Let's kill off that command unit. Yep, that was definitely not a mortar. That was definitely a howitzer unit. Sherman... Oh, no, these are two Sherman 76s initiating a fallback on the Marauder 3. The howitzer is hitting this Bofors position. Rocket strike coming on into the Sherman Jumbo. Looks like it will cause it to almost panic. Now that bounce shot will cause it to panic. And there's just a lot of anti-aircraft. Ooh, looks like the Pack 43 has found the kill on the Sherman Jumbo. That one member pushing that heavy AT gun around. Managed to somehow muster stamina to put a load up around and kill off the Sherman Jumbo. Seriously, one member trying to push that thing? Oh, does in fact go down by a mortar barrage. But seriously, having one member actually trying to push that thing is very heavy. You got an assault coming forward, half tracks. There are some Panzerfausts in the area, so these things can be cleaned up. These SS units will be quite effective versus the infantry units in this very close combat area. Looks like that house was in fact destroyed by the mortar barrages. The radio operator still could move forward and start barraging down the city. He knows there's a lot of units in the area. Ooh, mortars trying to pick into this Panzergrenadier squad. Over we got this mortar, this 120mm mortar. Throwing in some rounds. Infantry assault. Looks like... Nope, they're still just here. The command Stewart and the army rifles still in that open area, but covered by the trees. Panzerfaust did claim one of the half-tracks. This half-track, perhaps it could just move forward right around here to prevent any, provide suppressive fire against any nearby units coming forward. So some more infantry units here. Countess unit over here. Oh, this used to be a 4-man squad, I believe. Looks like this Beaufort squad did entirely go down. In fact, so did the other one, in fact. This 105 howitzer being very effective. Got a strafe coming on in since he only has to worry about pintle mounts. Highly unlikely those will get shot down, but there's actually quite a number of pintle mounts firing up. As we're approaching the final quarter of the game, down the last 9 minutes. So far, while the Allies have sustained a lead, they haven't sustained a decisive win so far, I would say. Still some powerful assets by the Axis players, though he is lacking a bit of number of units in comparison. But then again, I believe a lot of these units are half tracks, while they can fight against infantry, not versus against anything heavier. Artillery barrage onto this M3 half track. That's probably not really good use of the ammo. A lot of Shermans, however, but there is some Marauders. They can get some good hits and wipe out those units, but they can't receive any hits in return. There's also the Stug 4. It does have only 12 armor penetration, so it can be penetrated by the 76mm of the Shermans. Command Stewart killing off these units. It looks like he will conquer the town. These Focke-Wulf 190s are trying to make something happen, but they only have MGs, nothing heavier. Looks like one of the Sherman tanks did in fact go down. The other Sherman tank is now falling back. This Marauder is being hit or fired upon. Both sides are rolling misses. Transmission damage, that's not good. Looks like the utility car did in fact go down the command unit. Now there's just only one Sherman left. It's a Sherman Jumbo. Sherman Jumbo proving its superior armor, but it has its side armor and rear armor exposed to these units. That's actually huge. It's extremely vulnerable at the moment. You got a AA half track moving forward to help engage these units. Sherman Jumbo's armor is now facing properly forward. Command Stewart has transmission damage and falling back. Actually, I think that's still the same Command Stewart as before. Shooter knocked out, so it won't be able to fire anytime soon. You got a massive strafe coming in. The AA half track did get cleaned up, falling back by the Sherman Jumbo, but it is reverse moving, not rotating. You got some howitzer barrages into this area, probably just to make these units start panicking. This Marauder will be forced back. Rocket strafe coming on in does cause quite a bit of panic. Smoke barrage, very nice, very nice. This is actually very good. He's covering that unit that's falling back. He can start throwing some smoke to cover this unit. Looks like this Josh Strupen may be spotted shortly. Urban 76 is now moving forward. Focke-Wulf 190 is still getting hit by the pintle mounts. With this huge Spearhead bulge here, he's actually obtained +2 tickets. So he's sustaining himself a solid lead. Only 5 minutes left. There's very little the Axis player can do other than all-out push forward. A lot of pintle mounts hitting this Focke-Wulf 190, forcing him to fall back. This heavy howitzer getting some very nice hits in. More and more of these strafing runs, but they're not being all too effective since they don't have really good armor penetration for it. And this radio operator is still back here. A lot of pinto mounts, a lot of machine gun fire, but very little death. More and more smoke barrages coming forward, covering these units on retreat. Alright, I may need to make sure I'm not free up some space before I lose this recording. Oh wait, I just need to empty out the recycling bin. Thinking about recording all these videos. There you go, that should free up the space. Videos take up a huge amount of space, and I just need to make sure I delete the recycling bin when I'm done. And hopefully the recording did not stop and I don't lose all my progress. An open broadcaster, if you don't actually initiate the end part of the recording, like the stop recording button, the video file is pretty much corrupted and you only have to start all over. A lot of smoke in the area. We got a regular Sherman here, a 75mm. And some ammo for these units. I'm surprised. This is probably for this unit here. Yeah, it's out of smoke. Ground's starting to be pushed back. Looks like the command steward was in fact cleaned up when I was trying to deal with the make sure I have memory. A lot of armor, but he just only needs a whole... With this many tickets and only 2 minutes 30 seconds, his opponent just needs to kill off everything his opponent has in order to win. Chance of that happening, highly unlikely. More strafes coming on in. Howitzer could start hitting this a very tightly grouped armor unit. A lot of flame units actually in the area now. Smoke's starting to be cleared up. A lot of fire coming on. The Stug's about ready to get panicked. And in fact, the Stug's facing the wrong direction. Looks like the Stug does in fact go down, but this replay is ultimately over. With a minute 40 left of actually 600, 700 pretty much ticket lead. There's nothing much his opponent can do. Though he has evened out the field, it's currently split in half, 50-50. I'm sort of surprised this Sausage Ribbon has not been spotted. It just shows you how effective some stuff can be. Ooh, very nice hit on that Pack 43. Now this replay's all been over. I'm not really sure what else to say. There's 45 seconds. I'm just pretty much just going to let it play out. There's a couple rocket runs coming in. It actually does manage to kill off one of the Shermans. Now, of course, the lightest of all of them. And a huge amount of aircraft, but nothing too effective trying to deal with actually just safely destroying these Sherman Jumbos. These Sherman Jumbos just withstood so much damage, especially that first one. You got Command Panzer IV coming on out. And that's the end of the replay. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.